Alex Eala dominates Ruse, advances in Cincinnati Open. Filipina tennis star Alex Eala was in full control of her Cincinnati Open second-round match against Romania's Elena-Gabriela Ruse. 6-1, 3-0, before play was suspended, and Ruse retired due to medical reason. Eala came out aggressively from the start, after Ruse dropped a 30-0 lead. Including a double fault at 15-30, Eala ripped a forehand winner to earn a break point and level at 1-1. She then held comfortably with ultra-aggressive balls striking to move ahead, 2-1. The sweltering humidity sitting at 80% did nothing to slow Eala down. She attacked Ruse's second serve from about 2 feet inside the baseline, ripping forehand return winners to break for 3-1. She continued to pull away to 4-1, then 5-1, hitting with confidence, precision, and rhythm. Eala closed out the first set 6-1, winning 5 consecutive games. The second set followed the same pattern, as Eala jumped to a 3-0 lead before the match was suspended for safety due to lightning. Ruse, who asked for a medical break before the match was suspended, later retired from the match, handing Eala a walkover win. The 28-year-old Romanian, ranked world number 74, had no answers for Eala's pace and precision throughout the opener. Eala will next face Amanda Anisimova, who beat Zeynep Samez, 6-2, 6-3. Alex Eala's first practice in Cincinnati 2026 has fans going wild. The neighborhood. Alex Eala begins her Cincinnati Open 2026 journey with an intense day one practice session ahead of one of the biggest WTA 1000 tournaments of the SE. Alex Eala begins her Cincinnati Open 2026 journey with an intense day one practice session ahead of one of the biggest WTA 1000 tournaments of the season. Watch Alex sharpen her game Cruz Azul as she prepares for another deep-run Shenyang J35 on the North American hard courts before the U.S. Open. Eala enters Cincinnati as the number 17 seed and receives a first-round bye, making this practice especially important for her tournament item Orlando preparation. If you enjoy Alex Eala updates, practice sessions, match highlights, WTA tennis news, and behind-the-scenes training, subscribe for more exclusive tennis content. Eala crushes Ruse, faces world number 10 Anisimova next. Alex Eala dominated Elena-Gabriela Ruse, 6-1, 3-0 in the round of 64 on Sunday, August 16, 2026 PH time, at the Lindner Family Tennis Center, setting up a marquee matchup with world number 10 Amanda Anisimova in the WTA 1000 Cincinnati Open in Ohio, USA. The 21-year-old Filipina faces a major test as she battles top-ranked Anisimova in the round of 32 on Monday night, PH time. Eala dominated Ruse on her first Cincinnati debut, but it will be another story with the 24-year-old American. Anisimova won the 2017 U.S. Open girls singles before taking a break from May 2023 to January 2024. The 8 months rest brought down her ranking from number 46 to 373. When she returned to the game, Anisimova reached 2 Grand Slam finals in a row and also made her presence felt in major tournaments. With the remarkable return, she rose to world number 10. Eala, for her part, was coming off impressive plays highlighted by the Mubadala DC Open in Washington, where she won her first WTA tournament win by beating world number 3 Jessica Pegula, 4-6, 6-4, 6-0. The Filipina also made a mark in the Canada Open. Eala advances to Cincinnati Open third round. Number 17 seed Alexandra Eala marched to the next round of the WTA 1000 Cincinnati Open after a walkover win over Romanian Elena-Gabriela Ruse early Sunday morning, PH time. The Filipino world number 20 was leading, 6-1, 3-0, when play was halted due to rain. Ruse, citing an ankle injury, did not return when play resumed at Tony Trabert Stadium 3 after about an hour. Eala will next face number 9 seed American Amanda Anisimova, who prevailed over Turkish Zeynep Samez, 6-2, 6-3. I think that I was playing well. I think I felt the ball good, was really focused, and tried to keep myself in the zone. I think I did a good job of that, the 21-year-old Eala said during the post-match press conference. Of course, nobody likes to finish a match with a retirement. First and foremost, I just want to wish Gabriela Ruse a speedy recovery. Injuries aren't fun, so I hope she recovers soon, added Eala, who lost to Ruse 6-3, 1-6, 1-4, in their first meeting at the 2024 U.S. Open qualifiers. Eala defeated world number 3 Jessica Pegula of the United States 4-6, 6-4, 6-0 to claim her first WTA 500 title at the Mubadala DC Open in Washington 2 weeks ago. She also won the WTA 125 Guadalajara Open in Mexico over Hungary's Panna 1-6, 7-5, 6-3 last year. Alex Eala set for tough clash with Anisimova after Ruse retirement. Alexandra Alex Eala settled her score with Romanian ace Elena-Gabriela Ruse with an emphatic 6-1, 3-0 ret. Win to arrange a round 3 duel against another Titan in world number 10 Amanda Anisimova in the WTA 1000 Cincinnati Open on Sunday morning at the Lindner Family Tennis Center in Mason, Ohio. The match was halted temporarily due to lightning warning and cloudy weather, as Ms. Ruse opted to retire upon resumption owing to a foot injury that prompted her to call a medical timeout midway through the second set. Ms. Eala, WTA number 20, needed only 57 minutes to announce a roaring introduction in Cincinnati after gaining a first-round bye as the number 17 seed, her highest seeding ever in any 1,000-level tour. First and foremost, I just wish Gabby Ruse a speedy recovery. Health is the number one priority for everybody, so I hope she gets better soon, said Ms. Eala, who avenged her 6-3, 1-6, for a 6 loss to WTA number 74 Ms. Ruse in the 2024 U.S. Open qualifiers for a good start her final build-up to the U.S. Open later this month in Flushing Meadows, New York. I think I played really well. I found my groove early, and I was able to hold that until I guess the end of the match. I'm really happy with my debut. The 21-year-old Filipina pride did, steadying the ship right away after losing serve in the opener with a 6-0 closeout for a 1-0 set lead. It was all Ms. Eala from there, snowballing to a 3-0 gap to take command before organizers paused the match, and Ms. Ruse called it quits later on. For Ms. Eala, the roaring Filipino crowd played a huge part new aside from her good condition after having almost a week of rest and recovery on the heels of a round of 16 finish in the WTA 1000 National Bank Open in Toronto, Canada. It was an incredible atmosphere. It was so fun. This is my first time here, so I didn't know what to expect. I'm really happy with it, said Ms. Eala, who also reunited with her parents in time for their wedding anniversary and her dad's birthday on Monday. And that Filipino crowd, what has been instrumental to Ms. Eala's campaign in every stop of the WTA Tour around the world, is what the number 9 seed Ms. Anisimova is looking forward to experiencing and hopefully neutralizing. It will be their first ever encounter, and the 24-year-old Ms. Anisimova, who made short work of Ms. Eala's good pal Zeynep Samez of Turkey, WTA number 50, with a 6-2, 6-3 win, is pumped up. I haven't played Ms. Eala before, and she's been having such an incredible season, incredible year. Very great player with a lot of fans. I'm really looking forward to that. I know that it's probably going to be a very packed stadium. I'm sure it will be really fun. The number 9 seed beamed. At stake for Ms. Eala in a heavyweight duel against Ms. Anisimova is an 8th straight win and 10th win overall against a top 10 player after a stellar run against a bevy of Titans in a Berlin Open Final Four run, Wimbledon round of 16 finish, and first tour title in the WTA 500 Mubadala DC Open. No less than Wimbledon champion and world number 8 Linda Noskova of Czechia or number 42 Clara Tauson of Denmark, whom Ms. Eala beat in her U.S. Open main draw but last year, will be waiting in the round of 16. Alex Eala praises perfect fan in dinosaur costume at Canadian Open. Alex Eala knows a perfect fan when she sees one, and sometimes a dinosaur costume helps. The Filipino tennis star gave another shout-out to the fan who caught her attention at the Canadian Open, this time describing him as her perfect fan, in a video posted by the Cincinnati Open's social media account. "I had the perfect fan last week," Eala said. He was wearing an inflatable blue dinosaur kind of suit, and he had a Filipino flag caped over him. He was dancing in the stands. He put his leg up on the railing. He was shaking it. The fan had already caught Eala's attention during the Canadian Open, where she previously called a person a legend for the enthusiastic support. Now in Cincinnati, Eala will face Amanda Anisimova in the round of 32. Alex Eala might have just hindered her U.S. Open chances with the latest scheduling decision. Alex Eala has enjoyed an incredible streak on the WTA Tour over the summer months, particularly on the grass and the early events of the North American hardcourt swing. The 21-year-old won a challenger in Birmingham on the grass and followed it up by reaching the semifinals of the Berlin Open and reaching the fourth round of Wimbledon. The star continued that good form by winning her first WTA title at the Washington Open, and she then went on to reach the round of 16 at the Canadian Open. That means Eala has played plenty of tennis recently, and many fans and pundits have shared concern for the star's fitness ahead of the U.S. Open. Eala has played more than anyone else on the WTA Tour, and her schedule shows no signs of slowing down at the Cincinnati Open and the final Grand Slam of the year. The Filipina star has been confirmed to play an exhibition match at the U.S. Open as part of the Grand Slam's opening week 2, so she's added another match to her schedule. Eala will play her friend Iva Jovic at the tournament as part of the tournament's Stars of the Open, which takes place at 6 p.m. on Thursday, August 27th at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. While this is just further proof that Eala is one of the biggest stars in tennis right now, it does seem like another scheduling faux pas from the Filipina star. She is already set to play the U.S. Open mixed doubles alongside Felix Auger-Aliassime at the start of the opening week, which means she has not given herself much time at all to prepare for the Grand Slam. That means Eala will have to play what is essentially 8 weeks of tennis in a row, dating back to the Washington Open, if she gets to the second week of the U.S. Open. That is unsustainable for anyone, no matter what your age, and it's hard not to see that as a major error for the burgeoning 21-year-old. While one hopes that it will not come back to cost Eala, it's hard to see the star entering the U.S. Open main draw in a fit enough position to go on a deep run at Flushing Meadows. Eala's schedule is not set to slow down following the U.S. Open either, as she has already signed up for the Singapore Open in September, which takes place as part of the WTA Tour's Asian swing. There will surely be a breaking point for Eala at some point, and we can all hope that it won't come on the biggest stage at the U.S. Open. Might look easy. Commentator gives fascinating insight into Alex Eala's biggest weakness at Cincinnati. Alex Eala's serve was the subject of some fascinating analysis during her victory over Elena-Gabriela Ruse at the Cincinnati Open. The 21-year-old was facing off against Ruse in a round of 64 at the WTA 1000 event, and won the first set 6-1 before her opponent was forced to retire down 3-0 in the second. The Filipina won 9 out of the 10 games played in exactly 1 hour, and will move on to face world number 10 Amanda Anisimova in the next round in Cincinnati. Eala landed 18 of her 34 first-serve attempts for a 53% accuracy. That was offset by a stellar second-serving performance. 16 out of 16 attempts landed. Ruse's serving performance was worse in both metrics. 11 out of 29 first serves, 39%, and 15 out of 17 second serves, 88%. Eala won 67% of her first serve points and 69% of her second serve points, to Ruse's 45% and 18% in each category. Despite failing to hold serve in her opening game, the match was a comprehensive victory for Filipina, who won the next 9 consecutive games. The clash was ended prematurely by an ankle injury to her opponent, who had called a medical timeout shortly before a lightning delay. Almost immediately after the restart, Ruse retired. It might look easy, but commentator analyses Eala's serve after Serena Williams' former coach sees weakness. Rick Matchey, the former coach of Serena Williams, described the 21-year-old serve earlier this week as an aspect of her game that had, he claimed, been incorrectly taught to her as a junior. Number 1 culprit on the WTA Tour, the leg drive does not initiate racket entry at the proper time. If you do millions of anything, it will get better, but the timing will never be like Federer, he wrote on social media. Any tip, suggestion, tweak, or change is a Band-Aid. She is smooth, relaxed, and flowing, but was taught incorrectly as a junior when growing up. Matchey explained, as part of a comprehensive analysis on the biomechanics of Eala's serve. In yesterday's face-off versus Ruse, a totally different and much more positive perspective was offered on commentary over Filipina's perhaps underrated weapon, emphasizing the difficult spin she is able to put on the ball. That spin, especially on quicker hard courts or grass courts, where Eala has traditionally played well, her serve just twirls and swirls around. Not easy to handle at all, it was explained. It might look easy on the TV screen, but in real life, a lot of players don't like to handle it. Immediately after saying this, Eala's second serve, which appeared exceedingly slow but also in possession of an unusual spin, was returned directly into the net by Ruse. The commentator then recalled the 21-year-old 6-4, 6-2 victory against multi-slam winner Naomi Osaka in Washington last month, in which her serve played a crucial role. Naomi Osaka, for the life of her, she couldn't figure out where to stand on that second serve. She was trying everywhere, claimed the commentator. In that match, Eala outperformed her opponent in all serving metrics. First and second serves landed, and first and second serve points won. The Filipina athlete went on to win that WTA 500 event in Washington, the first tour singles title of her career, beating Jessica Pegula in the final. Eala will next play in Cincy tomorrow, as she looks to secure her first WTA 1000 title. Alex Eala has broken her own record once again ahead of Cincinnati Open. Eala is bidding to win her second WTA singles title at the Cincinnati Open. Alex Eala, one of tennis' fastest rising stars, has broken multiple records during an extraordinary 2026, and she has added another to her list before turning out at the Cincinnati Open. On August 3rd, Eala became the first Filipina to win a WTA singles title at the Washington Open, a 500 event, prevailing 4-6, 6-4, 6-0 against Jessica Pegula in the final. The 21-year-old was then beaten 6-4, 6-0 by Switzerland's 2020 Olympic gold medalist Belinda Bencic in the last 16 of the Canadian Open. Iga Swiatek was victorious at that tournament in Toronto, and she made a surprise call-out to Eala after adding a 25th WTA singles title to her incredible trophy cabinet. All eyes are now on how Eala performs at the Cincinnati Open, beginning the tournament in the round of 64 against Elena-Gabriela Ruse on Saturday, August 15th, after being awarded a first-round bye to add a second title to her resume. Though, the Filipina will need to navigate through a potentially challenging draw. A win over Ruse this weekend could see her come against 10th-ranked and two-time Grand Slam finalist Amanda Anisimova in the round of 32. A showdown with Wimbledon champion Linda Noskova is then a possibility in the last 16, should she overcome her opening two matches, with Noskova winning their two previous meetings. Most importantly, the action in Cincinnati is seen as a chance for Eala to warm up for the final Grand Slam of the year, the U.S. Open, where the youngster is likely to arrive with a career-high world ranking. That is already the case as she heads into the 1000 event, as she's risen from 20th in the world to 18th, moving above Ekaterina Alexandrova and Jasmine Paolini. As per the WTA Live rankings, Eala is only 18 points behind 17th-ranked Sorana Cîrstea at the time of writing August 15th, as she continues to edge closer to the top 16. Alex Eala is relishing the pressure to perform. Eala ended 2025 as the world number 53, making her rise in the rankings all the more impressive. The Filipina has received almost unparalleled levels of support during her run at the Canadian Open earlier this month. Her Wednesday night session against Alicia Park sold out within hours of her schedule being announced, and one of the vendors at the arena in Toronto changed one of their food offerings to cater to Eala's huge Filipino following. Eala has even been congratulated by the Philippines' most iconic sports star, Manny Pacquiao, after winning the Washington Open, and this level of pressure on her young shoulders is something she's relishing. I think it can be both. There are moments where it's heavy. There are moments where it's fun, she said in a press conference. But at the end of the day, I am also aware that it's a crazy experience, so I'm just trying to take it all in. I know also that I wouldn't be having these experiences if I didn't do all the work that I did beforehand. So I know that I won't continue to experience it if I don't continue that work. The 2005-born star added that these experiences have helped her develop as a person, and she hopes to continue her upward momentum in Cincinnati.